Dogs didn't change on their own. We changed them intentionally. For 250 years, American dogs evolved through work, through war, through the lives we built around them. But at some point, that shift turned into something else. Choice. Not just what dogs could do, but how they fit into our lives, our homes, our routines, even our health. Because for some of us, living with dogs isn't simple. It's allergies, it's reactions, it's figuring out what works and what doesn't. And that's where this story begins. Not with a battlefield, not with a job, but with a question. What if we could design a dog to fit us perfectly? This is the rise of the Doodle.
It started as a solution. In the late 1980s, a breeder working with the Royal Guide Dogs Association of Australia was trying to solve a very specific problem. Wally Conran needed a guide dog for a woman whose husband was allergic to dogs. A traditional Labrador retriever wouldn't work, so he tried something different. He crossed a Labrador with a poodle, hoping to combine temperament with a coat that might be more tolerable. And it worked, at least at first. The result was what we now call the Labradoodle, a dog created with intention, not for looks, not for trend, but to fit into a life that otherwise couldn't include a dog at all. But there was a problem. Genetics don't follow a blueprint. Some puppies shed, some didn't. Some triggered allergies, some didn't. The outcome wasn't consistent, and what started as a solution quickly became something else entirely. What started as a solution became a promise. The word hypoallergenic began to follow these dogs everywhere. A way to describe them, a way to sell them, a way to simplify something that isn't simple at all. Because hypoallergenic doesn't mean no allergies. It means less likely. And even that depends on the dog. When you mix breeds, you mix outcomes. Some coats are curly, some are wavy, some are straight, some shed, some don't. Some hold on to dander, some release it. And that means the reaction isn't predictable. It's not a guarantee. It's a range. And sometimes the reality doesn't match the expectation. Because even when you try to design the outcome, you're still working with biology. And biology doesn't always cooperate. What started as a solution became a movement. The Labradoodle wasn't the end. It was the beginning. Soon, it wasn't just one mix. It was dozens. Goldendoodle, Bernedoodle, Aussie Doodle, Cavapoo, and more. Almost every breed crossed with a poodle. Not for work, not for survival, but for lifestyle, for look, for temperament, for the idea of a dog that fits modern life. And with that came something new, value. These weren't just dogs anymore. They were designer dogs, often sold for thousands of dollars, sometimes more than long-established purebred dogs, which raised a question. What are they really? A new kind of breed? Or mixed breed dogs with a different name? Because genetically, that's what they are. Intentional mixes with outcomes that can vary from one puppy to the next, and that created a divide. Some saw innovation, others saw inconsistency. Some saw the future, others saw the loss of structure that had defined dogs for generations. And alongside that, another shift started to happen. Interest in poodles and some traditional purebreds began to change. Not disappear, but evolve. Because now, instead of choosing a breed, many people were choosing a mix, a look, a feel, an idea, and that idea was spreading fast. And then there's real life, because no matter how much we plan, no matter how much we research, living with dogs isn't theory, it's daily life. For me, that looks like this. Moose, a doodle, part of that new frontier, the idea that we can shape a dog to fit our lives. And then there's Rocco, old school, a coat type that's been around for generations, long before hypoallergenic was something people said out loud. And here's where it gets real. Moose, the dog that was supposed to be easier on allergies, doesn't always work that way. And Rocco, the one you might expect to be the problem, usually isn't. Until he goes outside. Because what he brings back with him, pollen, dust, everything in the air, comes straight into the house, onto the couch, onto my skin. And that's when it hits. Not because of the dog, but because of everything the dog carries. That's the part we don't always talk about. We've brought dogs so far into our lives, onto our furniture, into our beds, into our space, that their world becomes part of ours. Their coat, their environment, their biology, all of it, interacting with us in real time. This isn't just about breeds anymore, or labels. It's about living with them, fully, and everything that comes with that. So what is the doodle, really? Is it innovation? A way to shape dogs to better fit the lives we live now? Or is it something else, a reflection of us? Because for 250 years, dogs adapted to what we needed: work, protection, survival. And now we're asking them to adapt to something very different. Our homes, our schedules, our health, our expectations. And sometimes we try to design the answer. But no matter how much we try to control it, there's always something underneath. Instinct, genetics, unpredictability. The things that make dogs, dogs. And maybe that's the point. Because the doodle isn't just a type of dog, it's a moment. A moment where we stopped asking what dogs are and started deciding what we want them to be.
We started 250 years ago with dogs that helped us survive through wilderness, through war, through building something from nothing. They hunted with us, protected us, stood by us when everything else was uncertain. And over time, that relationship changed from working side by side to living side by side. And now we shape their lives almost as much as they shape ours. What they eat, where they live, how they look, how they fit into our world. Sometimes even trying to design them to match exactly what we need. And through all of it, they stayed the same in all the ways that matter the most. Loyal, present with us no matter what. Because whether it was a battlefield or a couch in the middle of the living room, they never left. And maybe that's the story. Not just how dogs changed over the last 250 years, but how we did. Because in the end, through everything that we built, changed, and created, we didn't grow apart. We grew together. We were a pack.
This is America 250, The Dogs. This has been episode 13. Thank you for listening through our series of American history through the lens of dogs.